Welcome to Complete Kids Online, friendly discussions about autism and other developmental disabilities. Learn how working together is working better, one conversation at a time.
Hello, welcome to Complete Kids Online. I'm Gina.
And I'm Bob.
And we're back. We're back with Kourtney.
Hi.
And for part two of our series.
Y'all should have a live audience with parents.
We're just still working out the technology on our own. We're not professional podcasters by any way, shape, or form.
Who is though? Like, you just put a microphone and things on and let the conversation roll. Like, I think it would be good. Not saying that I'm like a parent professional.
No, but we would get a panel of, like, you would definitely be on it, like maybe one or two other parents.
And have some people there to ask questions.
Yes, or even call in or type in. And we've kicked that around.
So
we'd love to have you back for that.
Absolutely. Listen, sign me up. Anytime I can run my mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, sign me up. I'm here for it. No, I'm trying to finagle some kids to sign up to get ABA in Jackson's class. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I've seen this before. Yeah. I've seen that before too. I know a place that can help you. You know what I mean? Like, I really do, because I really trust it takes hard work. And I know people might have thought I was crazy coming in there. You know what I mean? They probably was like, boo, she's a lot. But you know what? They respect the heck out of me. And the mix is exactly what he needed. It takes a second to kind of figure out that mix, though. And as a parent, I don't care who feelings I hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it's not purpose. I'm not coming up there and saying, oh, you're ugly. You're right. No. It's like, it's not working. Mm-hmm. And can you tell me why? And if you can't tell me certain things and you're not paying attention enough to my kid, like, it's certain cues that, okay, he's not responding to you well enough. Doesn't mean you don't know your job, but it's something that's not gelling there, and I need it to gel. How can we make this gel?
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, let's talk about this thing. What is not happening? What are some... He doesn't like this. He likes this. Jackson's a lover. He needs folks that are going to just be all good, you know, but also firm. You know, like his team, money can't buy it. Like, I promise. Shout out to Missy. Okay, shout out to Missy. She's one of the best in the business. That girl has helped me so much with getting Jackson in school.
That's awesome.
And I shouldn't even say girl, that woman. But not only him, his entire Jolisa, Sam,
they're all great.
Lord have mercy. What is his speech there? Kaylin.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. That woman right there, game changer. Again, it's good to have when you have a relationship with people. They tried to get her to send Jackson's AAC device back, right? The email went to me and her. I get a quick phone call from her. You don't answer this email. Yeah. You let me handle it. Literally in a matter of 30 minutes. Oh, Jackson can keep the AAC device until his was built. She was playing no games. No, we're not doing this. No.
He needs to communicate.
That's how, but it's what I love. I don't have to fight this by myself.
Right.
I have backup. Jackson's IEP, the school now is like, we may need you to talk to other parents to help them get to this. Mm-hmm. Because ABA brought so much data.
To help you with your argument, I guess, for lack of better words.
To bring to the Jackson stack this big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Their job is done. Like, here it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Professionals right here. So then it's like, they can't buck against what I'm asking for. You know what I mean? It makes it smooth. We were just doing one part of it 2 days ago. They were like, this is so smooth. Most of the time it's like 2-3 hours. But because you're already, that's why I say, I think that the medical system for things that need to happen with children need to be changed. I think that at the age of 3, every child should be evaluated, no matter whether they're showing signs or not, because girls are better at masking it than boys are. It should be done at 3. And it should be mandatory that once, if it is, before they can enter in any type of educational setting, they have to do a year of ABA. Mandatory. And it's built into their insurance as preventative care. I used to work in insurance, so I know all of these codes, right? put in as preventative care. North Carolina has done a really great job with their Medicaid, their tailored plan. Jackson, when I tell you it's one of the best in the business is better than what I get. Like, it's better than, we had the top tier plan at United Healthcare. It's better than that. You don't have to go through all the hoops. They pay for almost any. Yep. Jackson had a wheelchair. He's got his second set of braces. He's had all kind of surgeries that he's had to need. All of these different things. It's no red tape. They just have to sign the certificate and send over the notes that has that in that. You're good to go. Because it would make their transition from ABA to school for them to be pretty much school ready. And then school just builds upon the blocks that have already been built. Jackson's now staying in school till 1 o'clock. Before, I'm picking up at 12 and he's going crazy. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a process. Like, it's, I think it should be mandatory. That's just me. That's my opinion.
Oh yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
I really think it should be. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Early intervention is best because think about some of the kids that are getting diagnosed at 10, 12. I hate to use the term lost them, but that's 10 years.
No, but our psychologists say all the time, much earlier better.
That's 10 years of just time.
Yeah, I never understand how those kids fall through the cracks for so long. Like,
yeah.
Well, that's a double-edged sword too. You have some teachers who are going to pay attention to the signs.
Right.
And say, hey.
Right.
Then you have some teachers that are writing it off as behavioral problems.
Right. And
it's not a behavioral thing. Because you wonder why. How is this kid so bad?
Yeah.
But can do multiplication on like an 8th grade level and they're only in 4th grade.
Right.
Yeah, because they're smart, but they're bored.
Right.
And they need a different type of atmosphere. Like my mom taught, what is it called? AP English. For the gifted kids, she had 2 twins that were on the spectrum. They were writing on a 12th grade level.
Yeah.
Like, beyond.
But like you said, often it gets misdiagnosed as behavioral problems, unfortunately.
Even though I do think that some of the autism diagnoses that are happening now, I think some of them are incorrect.
You think that they're actually...
I think some of it is overdiagnosing right now. I think, this is just my observation, because COVID, we have COVID babies. They had no interaction with society.
Excellent point.
Everybody had masks on. You know, kids look at your mouth.
Yep.
So now it's looked at, oh, he's not talking. No, Johnny's not talking because he hasn't had to be in that environment to talk.
Right.
He couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't stimulate himself. You know, he couldn't have to learn about, kids learn through exploration. You know, I'm a Montessori school kid. Like, that my camps were Montessori driven, like all, you know what I mean? Like, and they develop off of play. We're talking about 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds are in the house with mom and dad while they're in the other room working from home in front of a computer. They had no real interaction. Right. So all these years now, we're stuck at home without that to now we have these booming of kids coming out that aren't really speaking, socially awkward, have some behaviors. And I think because it kind of fits in some of the already presumed, issues, they're just diagnosing it versus, no, it's really just a speech problem.
Right.
Or it's really just maybe a little bit of occupational therapy here, maybe that. And then let's come back around to this and see where we are. Then that's,
right.
It's for us. I mean, that was a blip in our lives, but for a 3-year-old, that's their entire life.
One of the most important. That's when their brains are soaking in so much information.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're not a kid who can go to the playground and meet friends and talk and problem solve amongst themselves, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, they didn't have that.
Yeah.
They're fighting with their brother or sister, but that's somebody they're going to fight with anyway. That it's not their peer, that's outside of home. So that's kind of like, I'm looking at it like that too,
Yeah, no, because we forget that, like it affected all of us, but imagine a little kid, and times 2 a kid on the spectrum.
Then a kid on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Just like I think more public schools should have adaptive classrooms. Luckily, Jackson School has an adaptive class.
Yeah.
Shout out to Movement. Luckily, they do. Where, it was like 7 kids in there today? 2 teachers. The speech therapist floats in and out of there. The EC coordinator floats in and out. Like, I watch. Now, if y'all know me, y'all know I'm going to be watching somewhere. I sit back. I roam the hallways. Like, you know, they never know when I'm going to show up. Like, and that's another thing. Moms, show up. Random times. And it's not to say that you're scaring or being overbearing. No, just know. I'm here. Like, you know, just know my eyes and ears are to the ground. Like, I'm here, you know. And you don't want to mess with Mama Bear. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to mess with Mama Bear. But a lot of children aren't afforded that either. Where they're forced to be in these classrooms of 25.
Right.
And they're 6.
Yeah.
Teacher shortage.
Yep.
They don't pay teachers enough.
Yep. I'm married to one, so tell me about it.
Listen, I lived underneath one. My whole house was a classroom, you know, right. Forever, right? They don't have these things, and then resources. You really have to dig.
No, yeah, it's sad. Very sad.
You really, it's tough. You know, I put a lot of parents in the know. I'm like, listen, you can get diapers and pull-ups for free if you have Medicaid. You can. Here's a website you go to. All they do is send a prescription to the doctor. The doctor signs on it, and they will deliver it straight to your front door.
Did not know that.
Yeah. You can get the AAC device paid for too. But you have to start with your pediatrician and let them know these are the goals. You know, sit down with somebody and say, how can we make this better? And then make goals. It's going to take a lot. You know, Jackson just had a double Achilles surgery.
Ow. Sounds painful.
He had no bilateral movement.
Mm-hmm.
So he's up on his toes. That's a sensory thing too, right? But he couldn't really put the heels down without it being pain. They had to put 3 incisions on each side and literally stretch his Achilles and sew them back together. So it had to heal inside out. He's learning to re-walk, right? Now, Jackson is not your average bear. Like, after 3 hours after anesthesia, he's already trying to walk on these casts. Me and my mom were like, what? Like, oh my God. Like, I even called the doctor. He was like, there's no way he's walking. I'm like, you want to see a video? I promise you. Like, he's not the typical, you know, oh, he's going to be down for a couple. We thought it was going to take a week. No, literally hours, but whatever. I keep saying he needs a case study. Like, seriously, 9 stitches in the head, and that night he was on the trampoline in the backyard. Don't even ask me. I said, yo, I don't even want to know. Have fun. I'm going to go and get a glass of wine because this is too much. But your AAC device, speech therapist, and pediatrician, you know what I mean? Fighting for these. Now, I just found out Jackson can get equestrian therapy.
Yeah.
Like, how fun.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have some of the vouchers here. I'll give you one before you leave. Remind me.
Please do.
Yeah. I'll give you a couple.
Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all don't tell us, but people don't know.
Yeah.
That's true.
They have swim therapy, you know, where they're learning to swim, but it's with people who are trained to be with kids on the spectrum. This should be blasted, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, type thing. Like, it really should be blasted. Like, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know about that.
But we always ask our guests in parting that if you could have any superpower, what would that superpower be?
Being able to read my son's mind.
That's a good one.
Because he can't quite articulate it yet, and may never have it to clearly give it to me, right? It may just be in glimpses, because I catch it in glimpses now, right? I would just love, like, there's moments that, like, we'll go to the lake, and he's just sitting there. Old man. Sitting there, his leg is crossed, and the breeze is just blowing, and he's just kind of, like, staring off. I would love to know what he's thinking. There are times, me and Jackson like this, like, he's my bestie, right? My little broke best friend. He'll look at me, and it's the most loving eyes. But I would absolutely give my last dollar to know what he's saying. You know, when he's, it's the eyes of love. I know, I know it's the eyes of love, but I would love to look for him to say, Mommy, you're really my best friend. Or, Mommy, I missed you today. Right. Or, Mommy, I love you. Mommy, are you... Now, sometimes he'll catch me upset and he'll say to me, Mommy, are you all right? Are you all right? And I say, I'm okay. You okay? Yeah. You know, that's kind of like that dialogue. But when those random looks come, you know, I would love to know what he's thinking. Or when he's building stuff and he's like in his zone, what is he thinking? And how is he processing what he's thinking? You know, that would be like my superpower. Used to maybe be invisible, but, you know, Jackson now makes me want to go in his mind and read his thoughts.
Well, we appreciate you coming here.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, can I put out, so you're at the Baldwin Clinic. If any other parents, maybe getting the process, they can reach
out to me, please.
Yeah. You can get in touch with her if you're a Baldwin parent.
Please.
Out at the front desk, just say, hey, I saw Kourtney on the podcast.
Or anybody.
Yeah, or
it
anybody.
It doesn't even have to be Baldwin. It could really be anybody because, I mean, I've been there when I didn't have a parachute. You know, I'm just free falling.
We appreciate that. So just talk to the Baldwin front desk, and they'll put you in touch with her.
Even virtually commenting, on the bottom of this video, and we'll put you guys in touch.
Yeah, that'd
totally.
be awesome. Well, thanks again for coming.
No problem. Jackson has a book, y'all, on Amazon. I'm not
ahead,
weird.
Get the plug.
I got to get the shameless plug for my son.
Go ahead.
I'm not weird. I'm just Jax. It's a blue cover with a yellow stick figure. Yeah.
Awesome.
It happened at Pizza Pill, his favorite pizza space. That's another shameless plug. Make a long story short, a little girl called him weird. And I never react to the kid. I always look at the parent. Right. And the parent said, shh, they can hear you. And that's how, I'm not going to tell too much of the book, but that's how that book came about. Like, and we're actually working on his second book. Yeah,
He's an author.
He's an author. He's an author. He's an author. Yeah, the second book, Jackson's going to space.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
I love that.
He's going to space. So yeah, make sure it's on Amazon. Get it.
Nice.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
See you guys next time.
To continue the conversation, visit the links to our website, Facebook page, or Instagram in the comments.